Hello, once again I welcome you in this video. I'm sorry, yesterday something terrible, last Friday something terrible happened in the Sinai, in the northern part of the Sinai desert in Egypt. And the thing is, when something terrible like this happens, the very first thing we hear from the religious leaders is, this has nothing to do with Islam. These people do not represent Islam. They are not true Muslims. Okay, let's try to believe you. But seriously, when we have one of the most prominent Islamic clerics in Qatar described as terrorist, he graduated from the most prominent Islamic university in Egypt, Al-Azhar University. He finished his master's degree from the same university. He had his PhD in the same university in Islamic study. All his life, from under 10 years old, he is being subjected to Islamic study. So if we say he doesn't know Islam, then it's either we are fooling ourselves or we are trying to bury our heads in the sand like the ostrich and pretend Islam is so good and these people are misguided. No, these are not misguided. ISIS is not misguided. ISIS is applying Islam 100% as Muhammad applied it. Let's be realistic. This is what Islam really is. Okay? And if we really want to know if this is the true Islam or not, ask ourselves one question. What is it that ISIS is doing and Saudi Arabia is not doing? They both praise towards Mecca. They both read the Shahada, which is there is no Allah, but there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his prophet. All that, they do the fasting, they do the prayer, they do the Hajj, which is the pilgrimage to Mecca. They do everything, it's all the same. Okay, how about cutting the hand of the thief? ISIS do that. When they find a thief, they cut his hand. The same thing in Saudi Arabia. They cut the hand of the thief. They stone the adulterers, the adulterer and the adulteress. They do the same in Saudi Arabia. They are both applying Islam. But we look the other side with Saudi Arabia and we condemn ISIS. Why is the double standard? Because Saudi Arabia has oil. Because Saudi Arabia is supplying many countries with oil. So we pretend they are the moderate Muslims. No. Reality is the moderate Muslims are ISIS, because they are applying true Islamic teaching to their lives. So reality is what happened in the northern part of the Sinai desert in Egypt is totally Islamic. Totally Islamic. Because these people, if you deviate 1 degree from the teaching of Muhammad, then you are an infidel and you should be killed. And the people who were praying in the mosque, they were Sunni, like the Sunnis who killed them, who shot them. However, they are Sunni Sufi. They belong to the sect of Sufism. Hence, they are infidels. And because if you are not following them, following exactly like ISIS and like the Muslim Brotherhood, then you should be killed. So we shouldn't be surprised. They killed Christians, they killed Jews, they killed Buddhists, they killed Hindus, they killed everybody. And we know when Islam started, there was already a division between those who followed the wife of Muhammad, Aisha. They called themselves the Sunni. And then there was also those who followed his nephew, Ali. These became the Shiite in Iran, primarily in the northern part of Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Iran. They are in different areas, but they murdered each other. Why? Because each one of them claimed to have the ultimate truth. So if you don't follow the ultimate truth, which each sect is calling themselves, I have the ultimate truth, you will be murdered. Mind you, if you are Christian, if you are Hindu, if you are Jew, if you are non-religious, if you don't believe in God, if you are an atheist, each and every one will be killed under this teaching. This is what Muhammad taught. This is not ISIS' idea. No, this is Muhammad's teaching. So we have, until now, the death is 305 people murdered, cold blood, while they were in a mosque praying. It's not that I'm really crazy about going to the mosque, but if they choose to pray, to become Sufis, that's their business. That's their business. Leave them alone. If they want to be atheists, that's their business. Okay? You leave them alone. That's not the only incident, and many will come later on. Okay? In 2015, 224 people in the Russian airplane that they destroyed in Sinai. Okay? And we have that massacre in the southern part of Egypt. 118 people were murdered. Okay? 88 people in the incident of Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt. 62 people were murdered in Al-Aqsa in 1997. And always when a crime like that happens, we have the propaganda on the news coming out to say, this has nothing to do with Islam. No, this is the true Islam. This is true Islam. This is what Muhammad told them to do. Let's face reality. Let's be honest. Okay? And these religious leaders who are saying otherwise, I tell them, you know what? I respect ISIS more than respecting you, because at least they stand for what they believe, and they do it, and they put their lives on the line. You hypocrites. You come and say has nothing to do with Islam. At least they have the guts to say, this is our teaching. We're terrorists. Okay? Quran tells us we have to be terrorists. Muhammad was #1 terrorist, and we're following his example. Muhammad, he invaded, he subjugated women, he looted caravans, he murdered people. I'm not making this up. That's what Muhammad did. And these people are following in his footsteps. And they are saying it clearly. They are saying it without shame. And therefore, I respect, it's not that I agree with them, but at least I respect them because they are standing for what they believe. Whereas these hypocrites who come out telling us this is not Islamic, this does not belong to Islam, these are these are extremists. Why extremists? This is what's in the book. They are not extremists, they are true Muslims. You are the extremist because you are hiding the truth from the rest of the world, pretending that this is okay. No, it is not. And it's time to be honest and sincere and come out and say, this is our religion. I believe the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia have come to this conclusion that Islam has many problems within the religion itself. It's not what people think. It is not our perception. No, it's not. It's not our perception at all. It is in the very teaching of Muhammad for people to become terrorists. So those who are, especially in Egypt, with all due respect to the President of Egypt, President El-Sisi, because he is the one who's calling for moderation in the Muslims, in this religious speech. He calls it the religious speech, moderation in the religious speech. There is moderation in religious speech. The problem is there is no moderation in Islamic speech. Okay? Islamic speech coming from Islamic teaching. And the Islamic teaching is full of hate. And it tells the followers to kill the infidels. How are you going to moderate this? How are you going to fix this? It cannot be fixed. I really appreciate the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia that he's taking a stand. He's putting his life on the line. Now, because he came to the conclusion, this has to be stopped. This is nonsense. And he put all these people who are supporting this teaching in jail first. Because if he wants to do some changes, he has to really prevent these people from interfering in what he is doing, because they will kill him. So I appreciate that he's putting his life on the line and he's doing something. And I really expect from President Sisi, in a big country, influential country, it used to be influential country in the Middle East and in Egypt, in the Middle East region. Instead of saying moderate the speech, the religious speech, he put all these religious people in jail. And all those who are supporting them financially in jail. Okay? And he should insist on those who are living, who ran away after committing so much crime and doing so much atrocity, living in Qatar, in Turkey, in many different countries. He brings them to justice. Then I can believe him at this moment. But so far, this moderation stuff, stop, please. I mean, with all due respect, I don't mean disrespect, but let's be honest here. Okay? I'm really, I'm sorry, I'm coming here with heavy heart after hearing people murdered like this. Treating them like rats, like as we are killing rats. These are human beings. So stop that politics speech. Let's not play politics. Let's take steps. Let's fix the country in a proper way. Let's get rid of that sick ideology that it is infected the Middle East and it's moving. It's like cancer. This ideology is cancer moving all over the world now. Ultimately, this cancer will die and will kill those who are with it. When a person has a cancer that goes out of control, the person dies and the cancer dies with it, with him or her. Okay? So don't think because Islam is so big that it is good. No, it's not. I am putting my life on the line saying that. But so many people have to say it. It's time to bury this evil ideology. Admit that it is evil and put it to rest once and for all. Thank you very much. God bless you. Hope to see you soon.